It started with the birds. Every morning they used to scatter a flurry of wings and panicked chirps the moment I stepped outside. But one day they didn't. They just stayed right where they were, perfectly still on the branches and the fence. Their heads were tilted, and their tiny black eyes were locked right on me. I laughed it off at first. It was weird, sure, but what are you going to do? Get into a staring contest with a flock of sparrows. Then the dogs in the neighborhood stopped barking. Not just when I walked by, but altogether they'd sit on their lawns, tongues out, panting softly, but their eyes would follow me down the street. Their tails wouldn't wag. They just watched. It was unsettling. Soon after, the cats joined in, not in that friendly, rubbing against your legs kind of way. No, they followed me from a distance. A calico on a porch railing, a black cat under a car, a ginger one perched on a wall, always just enough to be in my peripheral vision. Wherever I went, there they were. It felt like I was being escorted by a silent, furry security detail. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe there was a strange smell on me. Maybe it was the weather. I even Googled it, typing in phrases like animals staring at me and why did all the animals get quiet. The search results were useless articles about animal behavior, folklore, and a bunch of forum posts from people who were probably just paranoid. Nothing explained this coordinated, silent observation. It was like I had become the most fascinating, yet unapproachable, thing in their world. I started feeling a constant prickle on the back of my neck, the undeniable sensation of being watched. Every trip to the grocery store, every walk to the mailbox, became an exercise in ignoring the dozens of unblinking eyes fixed on me. That night, the feeling got worse. I woke up to a profound silence. Not the usual quiet of the late hours, but a complete and total void of sound. No crickets chirping outside my window, no distant hum of traffic, not even the rustle of leaves in the wind. The world had gone mute. My heart started pounding against my ribs. I crept to the window and peeled back the curtain just a little. What I saw made the air freeze in my lungs. Every animal on the street was there. The neighborhood dogs, the stray cats, birds packed tightly on the telephone wires. Even rats were sitting neatly by the trash cans, and they were all facing my house. All of them, motionless. A silent, living audience arranged in the pale glow of the streetlights. My breath caught. I felt like a specimen under a microscope. It was then that my phone, sitting on the nightstand, buzzed. It lit up the dark room. I picked it up with a trembling hand, a notification from an app I'd never seen before, with a strange geometric icon. The message was simple. Chilling. It said, "Observation complete." I stumbled back from the window, my mind reeling. Observation complete. What observation? Who was watching? My thoughts were a chaotic storm when I heard it. A sound that cut through the silence. Scratching. A faint, dry, scraping sound. And it wasn't coming from outside. It was coming from inside the walls of my own house. My blood ran cold. Then a voice. It wasn't loud. It was a calm, unfamiliar whisper that seemed to come from everywhere at once. It said they were watching for us. The scratching stopped instantly. The whisper faded, leaving only the sound of my own frantic breathing. I forced myself to look out the window one last time, and I watched as, one by one, every animal on the street slowly turned their heads away from my house, away from me, like they'd all just received the same command: stand down. The show was over, but I knew with a certainty that terrified me to my very soul that something else was just beginning. The real observers had arrived, and they were already inside. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy stories that get under your skin, be sure to subscribe for more.